You have spent the last 11 videos dissecting the mechanics of your own stagnation. You have mapped the traps, named the illusions, and watched your nervous system react to an environment that was never designed for your long-term flourishing. You know now that comfort is not peace. You know that laziness is often just neurological exhaustion wearing a different mask. You have seen how dopamine tolerance flattens your world, how ambient friction dictates your choices, and how constant entertainment does not relax you, but quietly erodes your capacity for depth. And now we arrive at the final question, the one that actually matters. How do you build a life where distraction stops being a temptation and simply becomes boring? This is not about willpower. This is not about discipline as punishment. This is about architecture. This is about designing an existence so aligned with your actual values, so rich in quiet momentum, so structurally supportive of your focus, that the pull of cheap novelty loses its gravity. You do not escape distraction by fighting it. You outgrow it by making your default path more compelling than the escape route. Let us begin by dismantling the most persistent myth in personal development, the idea that change requires constant resistance. We are taught to believe that progress is a war against our impulses, that every day is a battleground where motivation must defeat temptation. But the human brain does not operate like a soldier following orders. It operates like a river following the path of least resistance. If you spend your energy building dams, you will eventually exhaust yourself and the water will find a crack. The smarter approach is to redirect the current. You do not need more willpower. You need better terrain. Every choice you make is not a moral test. It is a physics problem. Attention flows toward cues. Behavior follows environment. Motivation is a byproduct of momentum, not a prerequisite for action. When you understand this, the entire game shifts. You stop asking, how do I force myself to focus? And start asking, how do I arrange my world so that focusing becomes the natural outcome? Distraction does not win because you are weak. It wins because the environment is optimized for it. Your phone is not evil. Your room is not cursed. Your schedule is not broken. They are simply neutral spaces that have been left to default to the path of highest stimulation. And in a world engineered for capture, default always means distraction. So how do you change the default? You start by recognizing that your environment is not just the physical space around you. It is the sum of every cue, every boundary, every friction point, every digital pathway that shapes your daily decisions. Most people try to change their behavior while leaving the environment intact. They download focus apps while keeping their phone on the nightstand. This is like trying to lose weight while keeping a bakery on your kitchen counter. You are not failing because you lack character. You are failing because you are asking your biology to fight its own habitat. The solution is not to become stronger. The solution is to become strategic. You must treat your surroundings as an operating system. Every object, every notification, every piece of furniture is a line of code. Some lines run background processes that drain your attention. Others create automated routines that preserve it. Your job is to rewrite the code so that the system runs in your favor by default. This begins with spatial design. Your physical environment is the most immediate layer of behavioral architecture. The human brain is deeply spatial. It maps meaning onto location. When you sit in a specific chair, your nervous system expects a specific mode. When you open a specific drawer, your hands anticipate a specific action. If your workspace is also your entertainment zone, your brain receives conflicting signals. It does not know whether to engage or escape. So you must create physical separation between modes of being. A desk that is only for deep work, a couch that is only for rest. When you enter a zone, your body should know what is expected of it. This is not about minimalism. It is about intentionality. You can have a rich, lived-in space, but every object should earn its place. If it pulls your attention downward, it belongs elsewhere. You are not decorating, you are programming. Then comes digital architecture, which is where most people lose the war before it begins. Your phone is not a tool, it is a portal, and portals demand boundaries. The average person interacts with their device over 100 times a day. Each interaction is a micro decision. Each decision costs cognitive energy. You cannot win this through vigilance. You win it through design. Turn off every notification that is not human to human. Remove social media and entertainment apps from your home screen. Place them in folders, buried behind utility apps, behind passwords, behind friction. Use grayscale mode during work hours. Set app limits that require a deliberate override. Leave your phone in another room during deep work blocks. Charge it outside the bedroom. These are not restrictions. They are speed bumps. And speed bumps work because they interrupt autopilot. They create a 2-second pause where your prefrontal cortex can catch up. Ask, do I actually need this, or is this just habit? In 80% of cases, the answer is no. And those 2 seconds are where freedom lives. You are not trying to eliminate technology. You are trying to make it intentional. When consumption requires effort, it loses its addictive pull. When access is deliberate, it becomes a choice rather than a reflex. But environment alone is not enough. You must also address identity, because behavior that contradicts self-concept will always collapse under pressure. You can design a perfect room, lock away every distraction, and set impeccable boundaries. But if you still believe you are the kind of person who quits when it gets hard, you will eventually sabotage yourself. The brain protects consistency. It will align your actions with your internal narrative, even if that narrative is limiting. So the work is not just external, it is internal. You must shift from identity based on outcomes to identity based on process. Stop saying, I want to be focused. Start saying, I am someone who shows up consistently. Stop saying, I want to build a business. Start saying, I am someone who solves problems daily. Stop saying, I want to be healthy. Start saying, I am someone who respects my body. These are not affirmations. They are behavioral contracts. Every time you act in alignment with the new identity, you deposit evidence into your self-concept. Every time you break it, you withdraw. Over time, the account balance shifts. You no longer need to force yourself. You simply act like the person you have proven yourself to be. This is why willpower fails and systems succeed. Willpower is a muscle that fatigues. Identity is a compass that points true. When your actions match your self-image, discipline stops feeling like punishment and starts feeling like integrity. Now let us talk about friction, because friction is the invisible hand that guides your days. Most people think friction is the enemy, but friction is not inherently bad. It is directional. Bad friction blocks progress. Good friction blocks escape. You must learn to engineer both. Remove friction from the behaviors you want to automate. Lay out your clothes the night before. Prep your meals in batches. Keep your notebooks open on your desk. Pre-write your daily priorities. Make starting so easy that resistance has no foothold. Then add friction to the behaviors you want to interrupt. Put the remote in a drawer. Log out of streaming accounts after each use. Delete saved passwords. Require a 15-minute walk before opening entertainment apps. Place your phone in a timed lockbox. This is about making the right path the easy path and the wrong path the inconvenient one. Human beings are optimization machines. We will always choose the route that demands the least energy in the moment. So you must design the moment. You must arrange the first 5 seconds of any decision so that the desired action requires less effort than the distraction. When you do this, you stop fighting yourself. You start guiding yourself. But design without rhythm is just structure without life. You need tempo. You need cadence. You need a daily architecture that respects your biological reality. The brain does not operate in endless sprints. It operates in cycles. Ultradian rhythms dictate that focus naturally peaks and troughs every 90 to 120 minutes. Ignoring this leads to burnout, not breakthrough. So you must build rest into the system, not as an afterthought, but as a scheduled component. Work in focused blocks. Step away completely between them. Move your body. Look at distant horizons. Breathe without input. Let your nervous system downshift. This is not laziness. This is maintenance. A Formula One car does not win by never stopping for tires. It wins by stopping at the exact right moment. Your attention is no different. You must honor the need for recovery, or recovery will take it from you in the form of exhaustion, irritability, and compulsive scrolling. Schedule your downtime like you schedule your work. Protect it. Do not fill it with low-grade stimulation. Let it be empty. Let it be quiet. Let it be boring. Boredom is not the enemy of productivity. It is the incubator of direction. When you remove the noise, you finally hear what actually matters. And this brings us to the core of the entire series, the recalibration of reward. You have spent years training your brain to expect high-intensity, low-effort dopamine hits. You have conditioned it to associate satisfaction with consumption rather than creation, with validation rather than mastery, with novelty rather than depth. Start by decoupling pleasure from passivity. Seek satisfaction that requires participation. Cook a meal instead of ordering it. Write a paragraph instead of watching a summary. Walk to a destination instead of driving. Have a conversation without checking your phone. These actions do not deliver instant spikes. They deliver slow burns. And slow burns rewire tolerance. They teach your nervous system that reward can be earned, not just received. They rebuild your capacity for delayed gratification. They restore your sensitivity to subtle joys. You will feel resistance at first. Your brain will scream for the familiar hit. Let it scream. Sit with the discomfort. Do not fill the gap. The gap is where healing happens. The gap is where you remember that you are not a consumer of life. You are a participant in it. Social environment is the next layer, and it is often the most underestimated. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, not because of some mystical law, but because of mirror neurons, behavioral contagion, and normalized standards. If your circle treats distraction as entertainment, you will treat it as normal. If your friends bond over complaints, you will bond over complaints. If your community glorifies busyness without direction, you will mistake motion for progress. You do not need to abandon people. You need to audit influence. Who leaves you energized? Who drains you? Who challenges your assumptions? Who enables your excuses? You cannot control others, but you can control exposure. Limit time with chronic consumers of chaos. Seek out builders, thinkers, quiet doers. Join communities where depth is valued over virality. Attend conversations where silence is allowed. Surround yourself with people who make focus look ordinary, not exceptional. Environment is not just physical and digital, it is relational. And relational environment shapes identity faster than any book or lecture ever could. Now let us address the inevitable, relapse. You will slip, you will binge, you will wake up at 2 in the morning realizing you have been scrolling for 3 hours. You will feel shame. You will call yourself a failure. This is where most people quit, but a setback is not proof. It is data. It is feedback. Do not moralize it. Analyze it. What triggered the slip? What was missing in the design? Where did friction fail? Adjust. Do not punish. Do not restart from zero. You are not erasing progress. You are refining architecture. Every master has fallen. The difference is that the master treats falling as part of the craft, not as evidence of incompetence. Build relapse into the system. When you remove the power of shame, you remove the fuel for escape. Consistency is not about never falling. It is about how quickly you stand back up. Let us talk about time. Most people plan in days. This is too narrow. It creates pressure. You must expand your horizon. Plan in weeks. Measure in months, evaluate in quarters. A single workout does not change your body. A single focused day does not change your life. But 60 days of consistent, imperfect effort, that changes everything. Habits need cycles to solidify. Stop judging your progress by daily fluctuations. Judge it by directional trajectory. Are you moving toward depth or distraction? Are you building or consuming? The answer over 30 days matters more than the answer over 24 hours. This is how you build resilience. This is how you make distraction boring. You are playing a longer game. But what does the signal actually look like? It looks like a life that does not require constant stimulation to feel meaningful. It looks like mornings that begin with intention. It looks like work that feels like craft rather than chore. It looks like evenings that end with satisfaction rather than numbness. It looks like relationships that deepen instead of distract. It looks like hobbies that absorb you. It looks like silence that feels like space rather than void. This is what happens when you stop outsourcing fulfillment to algorithms. You do not become ascetic. You become selective. You do not reject technology. You master it. You watch a film because you want to experience art, not because you are avoiding yourself. You scroll because you are curious, not because you are empty. You rest because you are recovering, not because you are escaping. The difference is subtle, but it is everything. It is the difference between living and buffering. And here is the quiet truth that ties the entire series together. You were never broken. You were adapted. You adapted to an environment that rewarded speed over depth. And adaptation is reversible. It requires patience. It requires honesty. It requires the courage to sit with the discomfort of unlearning. But it is possible. Your brain is plastic. Your habits are malleable. Your environment is designable. Your identity is editable. You do not need a miracle. You need a method. Every small choice is a vote for the person you are becoming. Every boundary is a declaration of value. Every moment of quiet focus is a deposit into a life that no longer needs to be escaped from. This is about arriving here, now, in the ordinary. The ordinary was never the problem. So what do you do tomorrow? Not in theory. In practice, you wake up. You do not reach for your phone. You stand. You breathe. You move. You review your priorities. You begin your first focus block. You honor your rest. You protect your boundaries. You accept your imperfections. You iterate your systems. You show up again and again. Not for applause. Not for quick results, for the quiet satisfaction of alignment, for the dignity of consistency, for the freedom of a life that no longer requires distraction. This is the work. It is not glamorous, it is not viral, it is not easy, but it is yours, and it is enough. If this series shifted something in you, write down one environmental change you will implement this week. Share it in the comments, not for accountability, for commitment. I read every single one, and I will be here, responding, refining, walking this path with you. This is not the end of the conversation. It is the beginning of the practice. Subscribe if you want to keep building. Not through force, through design, not through shame, through clarity. You have everything you need. You always did. You just needed to stop running long enough to use it. Thank you for staying until the end. Turn off the screen. Step outside. Breathe. Your life is not waiting for you to escape it. It is waiting for you to inhabit it.